Well, I guess I can share with you my incredible faux pas. The other day I had my wife's bike jacked up on my stand to put her new spotlights and headlight in. And when I finished with that project, I let the bike down and I leaned it over on its kickstand. And I went home. When I came back the next day, my wife's bike was laid over on its side and about a half a quart of oil had drained out of the reservoir here and all over the floor. So I picked the bike up and I guess I didn't have it in. I'll show you when I get around there. There's a slot that the kickstand fits in, and when you lean the bike over, the kickstand raises up and it locks into this slot where it can't move forward or backward. So if you're parking on a hill or something, it can't roll forward and knock the kickstand out. Anyway, I just finished cleaning it up. I used my secret mechanics solvent, 87 octane, and a mop. And I've had my fan blowing on it after I cleaned it up, so it's good enough. Anyway, I had a phone call. Got that cleaned up. Now, I've got my wife was complaining that she couldn't keep up with my motorcycle. It was like it wasn't accelerating right. This is probably, yeah, this is the original, yeah, 04. This is the original freaking air filter. So this thing is 16, 17 years old. And I bought the aftermarket, you know, K&N. I don't know what to call it. It's not a K&N, but it's similar to that. So I'm going to install that. And I've got new plugs. You know, these plugs are original also. And, oh, that's kind of a little bit loose. That one's not. That one's a little bit loose. Not loose as in falling off, but certainly not as tight as you would. All right, let me get this off and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Had two little hoses I had to connect in the back. Just, yeah, this thing had been on there. That might be, my wife was telling me that she couldn't get her bike up over 85 or 90, and that is a real problem in Texas. Because you would not believe what the speeds are here. They're 75 and most people go 85. And if you're gonna pass anybody, you gotta go 95. Anyway, that's what the new filter looks like. And it is got a little bit of oil on it. So it's already, it comes pre-oiled. And then this goes on it. But I'm gonna wipe that out before I put it on. All right, now I'm gonna take this for a ride and get it good and hot. And then I'm gonna come back real quick and pull the spark plugs out of it and replace the plugs. And I wanna get it hot because I'm certain these plugs are original to 2004 when they made this motorcycle. It's an 05, but I'm sure they made it in 04. So anybody that's familiar with two dissimilar metals sitting in each other for a while, it's an aluminum head and a steel plug. So I think if I run this thing, get it hot, you know, aluminum expands at a greater, in a greater amount than steel does. So I'm thinking if I get it good and hot, the heads will expand, the threads will expand some, and I'll have a better chance of getting them plugs out of there without stripping the threads. Please, Lord, let that happen. I'm just gonna run that engine. It's still a little cold. Spark plug gaps set at 40. I'm gonna run that engine and see if I can pull the old plugs out. Thank you, Lord. There's a 17-year-old plug. Okay, let me put it up against something where it'll stop trying to focus with a new plug. So the gaps look okay. And I'll tell you, this thing was running rich, and I'm almost positive the reason is this has aftermarket pipes on it. What are these, Screaming Eagle? They're opened up. There's not as much back pressure as the factory pipes, and the factory pipes are made to be run with a factory air filter. When you add aftermarket pipes and you let it exhaust easier and suck gas easier, what it's not getting is the right amount of air. So I have no idea why they wouldn't put that, a sportier air filter on there, but go through the expense of putting aftermarket mufflers on it. But it's done now, and it'll have some new plugs, and this will be a new bike. She'll be able to go 110 now. Well, that was it. That air filter, I know the air filter made a huge difference. I don't know if the plugs made that much of a difference, but with me, with my largeness on this little motorcycle, I hit 100 easy. So, problem solved. And you know, they call this a soft tail. I have no idea why, because it's anything but soft. Every little crack in the road hurt. Thank God for my Road King. All right, I'm going to change the plugs on mine. I'm going to take, I have one of those aftermarket filters, and I'm going to take it out and clean it. You clean it with this air filter cleaner, and then you oil it with that. I'm going to put plugs in, I'm going to clean my filter, and then I got to go over to Bev's house. Bev had a little mishap yesterday. They told her this was painted to match, and it is not. Bev had, as she was backing out of her driveway, the gate blew closed, and it caught her mirror, and knocked her mirror off. And didn't just knock it off, it broke it. So I'm going to be putting a mirror back on here in just a little while. I can't believe it. They lied about this being color matched, but I don't think it'll matter. I don't think it'll matter to Bev. If it does, I won't put it on. I'll let her know it's not tan like her car. And if she wants to send it back and get the tan one, we'll do that before I put it on. What a difference between her plugs and mine. Here's mine. Those are 17-year-old plugs with over 10,000 miles on them. Not bad at all. Hers, it had been running rich for so long that it was probably washing a little oil off the cylinder and burning it, because the plugs looked like they had burned some oil. So, all right, good deal. I'm happy with mine now. I'm gonna put these new plugs in, clean my air filter, and then I'm gonna move on to Bev's car. Scotty Kilmer here. I just wanted to show you. I'm kidding. I like Scotty Kilmer, but his voice is so annoying. Anyway, this is the two in the back are my wife's plugs, and the two in the front are my plugs. And talk about a difference in how they're burning. They're both fuel injected. Mine had an aftermarket air filter on it, and hers had the factory air filter with aftermarket pipes. So it was burning way too rich because it was sucking gas in order to compensate for the lack of air. And it was off because the exhaust had been opened up. And anyway, mine's running great. Hers is now running great. It's tip-top. I took it for a long drive up the road and back, and I hit some speeds that would get me sent to jail. Well, not in Texas. In Louisiana, they would have been excessive speeds, but here in Texas, 100 miles an hour is, oh, leave him be. He's got somewhere to go, you know. Anyway. All right, pull the air filter out and have a look at it. These are held on by hex head screws, and the other, my wife's air filter, was held on by Torx head screws. These are hex head, and I remember that they were hard to get out. They had Loctite on them, and what they had was red Loctite on them, not blue. So I ended up stripping this one out of the hex head, and I had to cut a slot in it to get a flathead screwdriver in there. I eventually got it out. So let me get this off and have a look through the, hold it up to the sun, see what it looks like. There we go, no big deal. And this is it, and it does not look dirty, but since it's off, I mean, it takes just a few minutes to clean it, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean it. I cleaned it when I first got the bike, and I've put about probably 4,500 miles on it since I cleaned it. So it just makes sense to, it may not look dirty, but I just put new plugs in, and since I've got it off, it's no problem to wash it out. Last night I was online. These Harleys are notorious for these head pipes, the Y pipes here, cracking right here. And as a matter of fact, the last Harley I had cracked right there. So I put True Duals on it, and that actually made a heck of a difference on sound quality and running quality. You know, it might have been in my mind. Sometimes when the sound changes drastically, you feel like it's running differently. But when I put True Duals on it, boy, it sure sounded good. And when this Y pipe cracks, same thing. I'm gonna put True Duals on it. All right, let's go see the cat. Let's go wash that filter out and we'll go play with the cat. This is the cleaner. That Breezy, stop eating her food. Jesus, you just ate. I'm watching you. You're a sneaky little dog. And the way you clean this is you spray this cleaner on, let it sit about 20 minutes. Who knows what it actually is? Could be Dawn, you know. I'll let it sit about 20 minutes, and then you turn the tap water on, and from the inside you rinse it out. From the see how dirty it is? It's actually pretty dirty. I'll show you when I get to clean it out. I'll show you what comes out. All right, it's been about 20 minutes. Let's see if I can show you how dirty that is, even after 4,500 miles. Let's see how I can keep my hands out of here. I'm going to use this here. I know you can't see, but and what happens is it turns whitish or there's no oil. You know what? I'm going to squirt this just a little bit more because there are some areas that are still red from the oil. Let it sit a few more minutes. Back in a minute. All right. It's all oiled up and ready to go back to work. Let me get my big Phillips. Alrighty. Let's make sure everything works. Might take a little short spin this afternoon just so my wife can try out her newfound horsepower. All right, now we're off to Bev's. Let me get a 10mm and a pair of needle nose and screwdrivers, just some basic tools. I don't think it's going to be too complicated. Okay, I was going to put Bev's mirror on, but it is not the color matched, and she wants the tan colored one. She paid for the tan colored one, and they sent her one that has to be painted. So she got it straightened out with the Toyota people, and they may have it Friday, and they're going to take this one back. So anyway, that project is put off till we get the right mirror. And I got up here and I sat down on the front porch, and for some reason I can't get my butt out of this chair.
You took root?
Huh? I took root, yeah. So, you'll see this Thanksgiving morning if you're going to sit around and watch videos. So, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And if you're going to do any Christmas shopping on Amazon, I would appreciate you going through my link. I'll leave my Amazon link the very first thing in the description. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Right there where those trees are.
There was a guy missing for 7 days. And this is where they found him.
Right
out
there.
In the woods with his collar upside down in a little creek.
I'm embarrassed
Dead.
that I didn't know.
Isn't that something? We drove, how many times did we drive through here and didn't notice a car out there?
Because it was like Thursday to Thursday night, so I don't know if we even come by here. We don't go this way. There's a car coming.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to die.
We're not going to die. We're just going to get hit really hard.
Well, anyway, it was right there.
Right there, right between that sign and that thing there,
Yeah,
right
see
where the cross
knocked
is.
the sign down. They knocked the sign down.
Golly, there's just traffic is just spaced far enough apart where I can't drive over there.
Okay, there's another car coming.
All right, I'm getting over there.
Okay, right there, the cable dude. See, it's right there.
Okay, I see. He was upside down, just over that hill, right here, just over that hill. There's a little creek, barely a creek, and he was upside down in that water, and nobody saw it.
Oh, he had a family and everything.
That is sad.
What?
Yeah, what's sad is nobody saw this. He was right here. How many people? Hundreds, thousands of people drove right by it.
Well, see right there where the cable,
right?
The telephone people, they're the ones that found
the phone people came to work on the phone, and then they seen a car upside down in a creek over here.
And this ditch right here.
Yep, that's sad.
It is. Look at the traffic in this little town. Right. How many people went by for 7 days?
Yeah, what a shame. I feel bad I didn't notice.
Well, I don't know if we came down here or not, but what gets me is this police department is all up in everybody's business about if you walk down the road, they stop and want to know where
Yeah, if you're walking in the wrong direction, they stop you and threaten you with a ticket for walking in the wrong direction on the road.
Where are you going? Where have you been?
What's in your Dollar General bag? Chips and a Coke.
they weren't actively looking for this man who had disappeared for 7 days.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.